Hello everyone, welcome to Lotus Heart Tarot. I am so happy to have you here. We are going to dive right into your reading and we are going to see, right before I turned this camera on, I had like the feeling of someone finding love like later in life, and it like the energy of it was like being worth the wait, or like if I had to go through all of that again, I would every time, just to find myself right here. So I don't know what that's all about, but I do feel like it's related to your reading because it hit me right as I was sitting down to do this. All right, here we go. For Pisces. Wow, even this Milky Way is giving me this vibe. You guys, it makes me smile. It just makes me like, oh my God, you guys, I have the goosebumps. This feeling right here with the cave and the Milky Way, it's like, of course, to find home in such a big, huge place with so many possibilities. Like, of course, it took me some time. Of course, I didn't just stumble into it or find it right away. There were so many places to look. And also with this cave, a little bit I'm getting, and this may not be for everyone, but a little bit of a vibe of I haven't always made myself available to this energy or to this, it's not like I was just out there looking for someone else all the time. There's an energy of like maybe even exploring my past or my history or healing, especially with the ancestors card. This can be like even healing from generational issues in your family. Things that were passed down to you. There's like these hands and then this snake, and it's like I had to spend some time sort of like growing, learning, expanding myself as an individual beyond, like what I knew or how I was raised or what was, all the hands that touched me, all the, this can be, especially like if this is someone who, grew up in like a narcissistic household or abusive household and then found themselves in a major relationship that was very similar to that. It's like, I had to spend some time by myself, but this is crazy, you guys, because this is like real love. This is like true love. This is like my heart chakra is buzzing. I do not know another word for it other than buzzing. It is like you are lighting me up. But it's like all these possibilities, we are like a little teeny tiny grain of sand on a big, huge beach. And it takes the water pushing the sand in toward the beach. And it takes, the sun reflecting off the moon. And it's like the more you zoom out, the more improbable it is that we find that. I sometimes think about that with my own husband of like, I am so fortunate that I found him when I was 20 years old. Like, holy crap, that I've gotten to go through this entire life with him. Like what a freaking gift. And I literally express my gratitude toward the divine daily that is my experience. But like when you really think about how unlikely it is that you're gonna find, that all the things are gonna conspire. It's that phrase, when something is meant to be, the entire universe conspires to make it so. Something is coming into being and the entire universe is conspiring to make it so. And this is after, I feel like a lot of growth and expansion in your life or in their life or in both your lives or whatever. It's like, yes, this has been a journey. Okay. This is such a really weird group of cards that I felt guided to pick today. It's really mismatched, and I don't usually do that. I don't like the feeling of mismatched things, but there's a reason for it, so I go with it, okay? But that may be even part of the message here. Oh my God! Did I tell you or did I tell you? Yes! Oh my God, you guys! After like, oh my God, it's like wanting something for so long. Ah! Oh my God. You guys, I'm so excited for you. Whoever's reading this is like, Lord have mercy on my soul. I am so excited for you. My heart chakra is buzzing for you. Okay, guys, this is like, oh my goodness. Okay. We all have people out there for us. We do. Unequivocally, we all do. And this is just giving me, it's like this path through all these obstacles and all these twists and turns where I could not see where I was going, moments where I pitied myself, moments where I allowed myself to sink into depression, moments where I allowed myself to think that it just wasn't for me or that I just wasn't going to find it, moments where I let myself be in spaces that didn't totally respect me or didn't, weren't for me. But I stayed there because I didn't know anything else, or that's where I was at the time. And, all the efforts and energies that I have put into, becoming becoming the vibrational frequency of love and becoming this energy to be ready for this and to open up to have this in my life. Like, I have now found it. And now that I found it, I'm realizing how remarkable it is that I found it at all. Like, it's like I have this infinitesimal, chance of having found this person, and I found my person. And now it's like looking back on the times I felt sorry for myself, or the times that I thought that I wasn't going to find it, or that I wasn't going to have it, or the times that I contemplated settling for someone who didn't appreciate me or didn't see me or wasn't ready for me or this or that or the other. It's like, oh my gosh. How did this happen to me? How did I become this lucky? This is like walking on sunshine. It is like walking on air. It is like, holy crap, the whole entire universe has smiled upon me. Wow. Okay, and it's like that, and that's what it's giving me. It's like 1 minute you're lost in the maze, and the next minute you are following the breadcrumbs to your person, to your union. Okay, I am buzzing. I literally cannot tone it down, and I don't want to, and I don't care, because you know what, ultimately, you guys, I really do believe in love, and I really do believe that each and every one of you could fall into this at any given moment. I really do. And you know why I believe it? Because it happened to me. That's why I believe it. Because I know it happens. Because I have lived it. And I want that for every person. I pray for that for every person every day. All right, here we have it. For Pisces. For Pisces, please, Spirit. Oh my God. You guys, I don't even know, okay? I don't even know. All right. Okay. So, all right. Okay. These were the first three cards that came out. They came out upright. These came out secondarily and face down, okay? So that matters. This is the most important energy that we have here, okay? You have secret admirer, unexpected, and excitement. All right, I am going to tell you, these cards are giving me that for some of you, this actually can be a past person coming back, but in a very different energy. I'm going to tell you, I don't actually think that happens, 9 times out of 10 or 8 times out of 10. I think it's a rare occurrence. And I think part of this reading is being open to what it is, how it is, like that it could be someone different than who you're hoping that it is, but it's your person. who cares if it's the one that you think you want right now? You've not then possibly met this other one. You don't know that this, like I tell you guys this, when I was younger, you know, I dated someone before I dated my husband, and I dated him for like 4 or 5 years. And no one on earth could tell me that this was not my person. No one on earth could tell me that we were not meant to be. I thought that my entire life rested upon this relationship. Okay, I did, in every sense of the word. And maybe I was young, but I believed it with my entire being. Okay, this guy cheated on me. This guy, I mean, you know, was he the worst possible experience? No. But, you know, was it fraught with challenges, and did it really test me with me? Absolutely. When I met my husband and have been married to him, I cannot tell you how many times I have thought, thank God that wasn't the relationship I spent my entire life trying to fit into. Thank God, you know, divine intervention happened and intervened, and I ended up going a different way with my life. Thank God. You know, I could not have seen it then. I didn't have the eyes to see it then. I didn't have the ears to hear it. If somebody else was going to tell it to me, I wasn't going to believe them. Like, I was 100% sold. Okay, all in. And I can't tell you how many times I prayed, just let this relationship work. Just let this relationship work. And it didn't. And thank God. Because honestly, I at that age, I mean, I don't know, it's not even that age, just at that phase of my being, I could not have known what life was going to have in store for me, or what I was going to need, or that even though I can fit to kind of be acceptable in this connection, that's not what I'm going to want for the rest of my life. What I'm going to want for the rest of my life is to stretch and to find out what I'm capable of, and to test all the limits, and to be curious, and to reserve the right to change my mind all the time about what I believe and who I am and what I think, you know, and to have someone that supports me in that process the same way I support them in that process. And that was not my first love, okay? Not at all. And, you know, I just, oh my gosh. Okay. So I'm just going to tell you, for some of you, and I want to say this is a very few of you, this is a past person who is figuring out how to, like, it's giving me here, I don't know, this betrayal on the bottom of the deck actually feels like baggage for this person that they're strapped to. So this can be your baggage, but it is really giving me, like, you know, that energy of when somebody is carrying like some top secret codes or something in a movie, and it's in a briefcase, and they have it like cuffed to their wrist, to their body. It's like that with this. It's like baggage that this person carried so tightly that they couldn't free themselves from it. And it was possible to free themselves from it, right? We can take the cuff off the briefcase. You know what I'm saying? It hasn't become us, right? But it is so attached to us that it's going to take some work and some effort and some, you know-how to get that off of us, okay? It's giving me, for some of you, you are just dealing with someone who had this kind of baggage where it's possible they had been betrayed, or they betrayed themselves in a relationship. They may have accepted less than they deserved. They may have, tried to make themselves feel, small to fit in a space where they didn't really belong for some period of time. And they're struggling to stretch back into themselves. This isn't like I have narcissistic personality disorder. This is like, I've had a bit of a rough go, and I'm having trouble releasing it and letting it go so that I can experience something different in my life. and it haunts me, and that past experience affects my present moment and therefore my future. This person, I feel like this connection really triggered this person because it really asked them to let go of the briefcase. You know, it really asked them to take the cuff off and set it aside. And it's like the person, there's conflict here. The person wanted to, you know, the person wanted the relationship, but they couldn't, you know, they didn't. I'll just say it like that. Take the briefcase off. You know, it had become something that they were so used to, and that they had just sort of carried around, I'm getting blankly, like without thinking about it, that they hadn't ever thought about taking it off before that point, and just thinking about that became sort of overwhelming for them. So then you have this triggered in this dreams energy where I think this person, you know, sometimes we will have a dream, and like oftentimes, like, you know, a lot of people are like, I don't remember my dreams, you know. It doesn't, like, I don't know, I'm not a dream expert, and this isn't really my genre of energy, but I have a friend who told me that dreams, it's not always necessarily important what happens in your dream as it is how it makes you feel, like when you wake up, and the thoughts that it stirs up. Like, you know, maybe you kind of know that you had a dream, and then you're going through your day and you start thinking about something you haven't thought about in years. It's a memory that comes into your mind, and you're like, huh, you know, that, like, it may make you feel uncomfortable. It may even trigger you. This is, our subconscious has all of these ways, I feel like, of trying to help us release the stuff that isn't serving us. And I like to think of my subconscious, it's part of me. So I like to think of it as my friend, or something that I'm working with, you know, not against. And so I feel like sometimes, especially when you don't remember a dream, it's making you pliable. It's making you open to allowing something that needs to be released. It's letting it's making space for it to come up to our conscious mind, for us to be able to sort of let it go. And so sometimes we'll have a dream that triggers us. Sometimes we even have a dream that we remember that triggers us. You know, I have had those, you know, as a mother, sometimes you'll have a dream that something happens to one of your children, or, you know, and it will flip you out. And so anyway, this feels very much like divine intervention here, you know, like someone is having these moments where maybe they're not, this whole relationship, it feels like triggered this person, and it's giving me this visual, and I got this visual the other day when I was doing a reading for you guys, of you know, like taking water out of a flowing river, and it's kind of murky, and then you leave it in the cup and you let it sit, and the sediment falls to the bottom and the water is separated out on top. Well, it's kind of like this person is living this life like this cloudy water, carrying this briefcase. Like, they don't even realize how it's muddying the water of their life, how it's affecting the way that they can't really see things, and they aren't really feeling things, or if they are feeling things, it's tinged with this kind of shadowy, silty energy, right? And this whatever happened here shook them, and when it shook them, it sort of allowed for things to separate a little bit. It allowed for, like, it just made them more open to trying to figure out how to separate themselves from the briefcase. It like shook them into realizing that they were carrying the briefcase even. And that is actually giving me an energy of someone who's becoming extremely, like, dedicated to this, or grateful for this, because it helped them see and understand what was, if we all knew what was keeping us from living our best life, we would do it, right? And if, sometimes you'll have a good friend who's really insightful, who will just say something to you where you go, oh my gosh, you're right. You know what I mean? Or you're seeing something right there that I didn't think about, or whatever. And then you're just gifted with this insight. But a lot of us don't have someone like that. And so we're trying to figure it out as we go. Like, what is preventing me from living my best life? What is preventing me from having everything that I want? And it feels like for this person, you came into their life, you shook something up, it exposed to them that they were carrying this briefcase, and it exposed to them that they needed to work at getting rid of it. And I actually feel this sense of like extreme gratitude and dedication to you for this, like, oh my gosh, this was affecting me and I didn't even realize it. I didn't even know it. I wasn't even giving it kind of the time of day. And now it's like, I feel they're looking at life totally differently. There's this romantic, there's this love, there's this, I don't even know, but it's like, I can't take my eyes off of you. I look at you and I think you're incredible because you unlocked this part of the mystery of life for me. I mean, it sounds pretty crazy and out there and profound, or like, not profound, but, what is it? Oh my God. Oh, I can't think when I do this. Anyway, it's like, it feels kind of out there, far-fetched, or like dramatic, but no, that's like literally how I'm getting it. So, take it, everything is on a spectrum. But certainly you're going to see that energy in someone's behavior and in everything that they say, even in the way that they look at you, I'm getting, if this is your person. For others of you, there is a relationship coming in after something that fell apart. And even it may be where we're kind of swearing off relationships, or we're feeling kind of off limits, or like we are, like it's going to take an act of Congress to get us to even want to be in a relationship, or even be kind of open to that kind of energy. And it's like, boom, somebody's coming in that is just, I mean, this is like, because it's your person. It's your person. It's different than everything else you've experienced. It's just different. I don't even know. All right, let's dive into the tarot here. There's wow. Okay, there's a lot of like blocked off energy here. There is. I'm feeling it. For some of you, your person was in like a third party situation. For some of you, you were in a third party situation. It's something that sort of, I feel like I have to be so careful with my words right here. Okay. This may be where someone chose a third party over the connection they had with you or with them, or potentially both, even, I guess. And it really shook you, or it shook them, or whatever. Okay, just put yourself where you belong. This is like, I'm not willing to consider anything else. Like, Four of Pentacles, I'm shutting down around this. Like, you can even see this is this person's scarcity mindset at play, where it's like they don't want to be brave. Like, they don't have it in them. And there is this possibly someone around or in their energy, or could even be a past person that they haven't totally released, where they're like, this is easier. This person isn't expecting anything of me. This feels like light and breezy, like it's just going to be a good time, like it's not that deep. Like it's not going to ask me to grow and expand and change. And so I am holding on to this. I'm not letting this go. And I'm kind of shutting down to whatever this is between us. So this is either you or your person, okay? This is very hurtful. And especially when you can see, you know, part of us as human beings, you know, we compare, we just compare. We are comparers. But beyond just being a comparer, I am getting this energy of like, you know, you're seeing, when you love someone and you see that they're making a choice that may sort of feel easier for them in the moment, but you know that like, it's kind of, I like, this is the word I'm getting. It's a cheap choice. And I'm not saying that there's something wrong with the other person. I'm not judging the other person, like the third person. It's not like that. It's like, I am choosing to live kind of a smaller life. I don't want to say, you know, I'm choosing not to be brave in a nutshell. And you know, you're seeing them do this, and you know that they're making this choice for both of you, not just themselves. And it hurts. And it shakes your entire world. You know, we have the Tower here. It's like there's no negotiating. There's no conversation. They're not willing to see it. They're not even looking at the choice. They're not saying, yes, I have the potential to have it all with this person, you know, they won't look at it. They won't open their heart to it. They are shutting down. And with the Four of Pentacles, you have the Knight of Wands. This is like, I'm in and out of your life. I'm out, you know? And you have the Devil here. What is driving this decision? Fear and illusion. And you know that. You're watching them do this. You know this, okay? Or your person knows this. This is like the ultimate betrayal. You know what I mean? And see how this lock is, and see how this Four of Pentacles is. There's just this energy of like the choice was made without, you know, even like it feels like real consideration here. Yeah, the Devil. Coming out twice already. Some of you may be dealing with a Capricorn, right? So our only choice here, our only choice for us is, you know, on the receiving end of this is to shore ourselves up. For some of you, this may have taken some time, you know, or for your person, it may have taken some time to like get back to a place where we're feeling good and confident and secure on our own. There is this experience here is guiding us toward becoming our best emotional self, mastering our emotions. You know, oh, like, it's like the trick of having a feeling for someone or something that you can't have. It is teaching you tolerance. It is teaching you patience. It is teaching you to be good with your emotions yourself and to not need someone else or something else in order to be good with your emotions. it's also teaching you not to hate, not to get resentful, not to get mad and angry, but instead to just recognize humanity, recognize the humanness in the choice and the decision. And this isn't like, oh, become someone's pincushion or life's pincushion or like whatever. I don't even know where pincushion is coming from. That is so bizarre. But it is like being able, like, what a gift and what a freedom it is when we have mastered our emotions and people can't stir us up. People can't get us to react. What a gift that is. And it's like, this is what you've learned from this person. This may have even triggered your own fear and illusion here yourself, with the devil. Oh, wow. Hangman on the devil. You got the Queen of Swords here. This was a very enlightening experience. You learned so much from it. It's like you bravely faced it. You hung out and you really looked at it until you got a healthy perspective on it. And until it sort of taught you everything that it could teach you. And in that, you have the Queen of Swords on the bottom of the deck. The lesson there is discernment. It is, I feel like there is some, like, yes, maybe it was evident from the beginning that this person may not have really owned their bravery or their courage in the relationship space. Like, maybe they weren't ever really totally capable of walking beside me or like showing up for me the same way I was willing to show up for them. Like, maybe that was actually really apparent, but I went ahead and did this anyway. And now I have this point of reflection on whether or not I think that's worth it. I don't think there are any mistakes. I think everything is a lesson, but I think that, we also learn from our lessons, right? And so sometimes then we decide we don't want to do that again. And so when we see that in someone else, we don't do that. That's discernment. Discernment is, I see this as energy signature and I recognize this energy signature and I have done this before and I am or I am not willing to do this again. That's discernment. And so that's what you've learned. And with the Nine of Pentacles being clarified by the Three of Pentacles, we talk about it on this channel a lot. The Nine of Pentacles is not an easy energy to achieve. It is day in and day out by yourself, working hard, putting the work in to be your highest and best self, choosing growth, choosing healthy choices, putting in the work, choosing self-love, choosing all those things. And it takes a lot of time to get there, to where we feel secure again, to where we feel ready again. With the Three of Pentacles, there is no doubt here what we're looking for. We're looking for someone who comes into our life, who shares the same vision we do, we can build a plan with and execute it with. And that, we're going to collaborate and we're each equally capable of putting in the work and the effort to make this thing a reality. I'm not looking to do all the work. I'm not looking to fix you first. I'm not looking to, all of those things. We're in this together from the jump, and that's how it is. And why? Because I worked hard to get here, and I'm not risking it for anything. I'm discerning, and now I know what I'm seeing. Now I know what I'm looking at. Now I'm much more informed and careful with my choices. Yeah, I mean, again, this is just a kind of a different way of expressing it, or like a different perspective. But it's also giving me a lot of Empress energy here. You have the Queen of Swords, and now you have the Queen of Earth. The Empress is like the embodiment of all four queens. So it's kind of like I'm discerning. I listen to myself. I trust my judgment now, where maybe I didn't always before. With the Queen of Earth, I know my value, I know my worth, and I sit in it, and you have to earn me to turn around and pay attention to you. I have made mistakes in the past, but I have let them go. I'm moving on from it. You know, I'm not sitting here doomed to repeat it or letting myself be owned by it. I just am very clear about what I'm looking for, what I'm worth, and what I deserve. And I know that the right person will see that in me and will have no problem, you know, paying the price to do business with me, because they're going to know I'm worth it. Yeah. You know, I don't want another relationship that I'm going to heal from. I don't want another relationship that's going to put 3 swords in my heart, that I'm going to have to take another time out in this precious life of mine to heal it, to find the wisdom in it, to learn the lesson from it. I have learned the lesson. My sword is sharp. My perception is sharp. My discernment is on point. I'm good. I don't need to learn the same lessons of the past again. With the 3 of Pentacles, the 10 of Pentacles. This is like, I know that the only way to the 10 of Pentacles is through the 3 of Pentacles. I really think that that is true. You know, you know, if we don't have the same vision for our future, and we don't have a plan, and we're not working toward achieving that, we're just sort of spinning in circles and waiting for someone to be ready, and waiting for someone to show up, and waiting for someone to change their mind about a situation and all this stuff, then, you know, like, we're not really making progress toward the 10 of Pentacles. And so it's kind of like, I'm looking for someone who, you know, is looking to have a plan and to make it all happen, and is willing to work for it too. That is how I'm going to, you know, I'm only looking for relationships with people who actually show up, and show up in an energy ready to contribute as much as I am. You have the King of Swords here. This is like, I don't let my feelings get involved until I know for sure that it's like this. I'm not even going to, I'm going to be a little bit detached. I'm going to be a little bit distant. I'm going to sit back here, and I'm going to kind of, you know, really judge the situation, because I've learned the hard way, and I'm not willing to learn that again. So you'll prove it to me before you get anywhere close to my heart. Yeah. You have the Ace of Pentacles, the Page of Swords, and the 6 of Pentacles. You know, you're gonna show up, and you're gonna offer me something real and legitimate. Otherwise, no. And, you know, for some of you, if this is a past person, and, you know, like I said, this is kind of a rare thing. Wow, how crazy that I pull out the 4 of Pentacles when that happens. Oh my. And the 5 of Wands. Wow. Holy crap. If this is a past person, there's a bit of an energy here where, you know, that person, I don't think they did anything really super wrong. I think they just didn't show up in the right energy, and it was me choosing me, and it was just this moment where I felt like I needed to choose myself. There wasn't like, this person didn't cheat on you. This person didn't go low vibe on you. This person, you know, however it went its separate way, it was kind of like, you're just not ready for this, or, you know, like something like that, you know, because it's giving me this energy of, with the 7 of Swords here, clarifying the Ace of Pentacles, it is giving me that this person actually knew that you were someone that you make a solid offer to, and that you give to. But with the 7 of Swords, it's kind of that like briefcase handcuffed to their arm energy it's like I'm not in a space where I am in alignment to act upon that. I've got this briefcase on my hand, so I can't, reach into my pocket and get a pentacle and hand it to you because, this briefcase is stopping me from doing that. Yeah, okay. And there is the acknowledgement of the error of their way here. I feel the Seven of Swords is kind of like looking over their shoulder at the Ace of Pentacles, like, that was my moment. That's when I should have stood up proud and strong and taken control of this situation and offered it. Like, there's no doubt for this person that you're worth it. There's no doubt. There wasn't even back then. This person just wasn't prepared to do it, is kind of how I'm getting it. With the Page of Swords and the Four of Pentacles, this is an energy of, I never really let you go. This connection really never ended for me. The energy was always open between us. I was always paying attention to what you were doing. If we are friends on social media, I watched every single thing that you posted. I never let this go. I kept this energy open. And the Four of Pentacles is actually giving me a bit of a healing energy here. Like, not leaking energy, like holding energy to oneself. Almost like recognizing I need to do this for me, or this moment is about me, or is about my foundation even. And with the Page of Swords, there are like probably aha moments that are hitting this person, or this can even be that energy of releasing things from the subconscious mind, getting clarity on these things that we have held and suppressed within us and haven't dealt with, that kind of then become triggers for us. With the Five of Wands here, there is a sense of competition, or there is a sense of a bit of drama or a bit of chaos. There's a fallout kind of energy with the Five of Wands. It's like unintended consequences of this betrayal. And so it's like, maybe there were people waiting in line to get with you. Maybe it stirred up a lot of energy even within you, and maybe you were like, okay, no contact, whatever, and then that sort of brought this person's attention to the conflict within themselves. But there is something that was blocking this person from giving everything that they wanted to give to this connection, and from showing up for it completely and making it fully reciprocal at the time. And it feels as though they have figured out what that is. And are in a different energy and a different attitude. And they are realizing, like, I don't think they're realizing that you are worth committing to, or like offering something to. It's like they knew it all along, but I think now they're ready to do it. You know what I mean? Now there's this whole acknowledgement of, man, that was, like, it's kind of like that was a mistake. Even though it wasn't a mistake, that was a reflection of where I was at that time. But the chaos that came from it, the Tower and the Five of Wands here, the way that it shook me to my core, created a space where I could actually release the things that were blocking me from being able to accept this and to move on this and to reciprocate this at that time. And then for some of you, this is a new person, again, I'm just going to say that. It is giving me, like, in the entire universe, finding your person. And then, finding them in an energy where they're open and free and able to show up. Because, we all have our life stories based on our free will choices that, are not controllable, So it's like, I don't know. I just keep getting this sense of like awe of, I'm finding you, you're finding me, and we're in this energy where we can accept each other and where we can Three of Pentacles this, at this moment. And it's like, even when I found you, possibly I knew that you were my person, but I also knew that you were blocked and that this wasn't, and I had to accept that maybe you were never going to fix it. Maybe you were never going to figure it out. But you did. And that's a miracle too, that you chose to do that you used your free will choices to unblock this and to work for this so that we can both enjoy this. I mean, it feels very miraculous, I'm just going to say. Here we have the Chariot, the Messenger of Fire, and the Six of Air. Whether this is a new person or a past person, this is someone who is really showing up very serious. They see you as a life partner. They see you as someone who balances them out. They see you as someone that they're ride or die. I am at peace with this. I am completely free of worry, of doubt, of concern, of fear when it comes to this situation. I am showing up ready to offer you something serious and to recognize you as this person in my life. This is serious. And, if this is a new person, it may feel, wow, see, there's the Lovers and there's Judgment. If this is, oh my God, with the Six of Wands, 3 sixes. Oh my God, you guys, seriously. When I sat down at the table and I got that energy, I was like, wow, what kind of reading is this going to be? I mean, I have goosebumps just even thinking about the feeling that I got when I sat down to do this reading. And the fact that we're ending on 3 sixes is just mind blow. It really is, because sixes are unity and harmony. This is where we come into, connection in, we become the energy that we are seeking, and that energy aligns with our energy and everything balances out in perfect harmony. We have this Union card underneath this, for God's sake. I mean, seriously. And it is with the Union card and the Chariot card. It's like divine masculine and divine feminine. Somehow you have found your way to each other in your highest and best energy. And that coupling that comes from that is, I just got très magnifique. I think that means magnificent, but I'm not sure. I should really not speak foreign languages because I really don't know what they mean, but yeah. Anyway, I'm just like, I have like this smile in my face. It's not even just like my mouth. It's like my whole face is smiling. Okay. Anyway, woo. You have the Chariot with the Lovers here. This is like, yeah, we are choosing each other. You are my person. We're soulmates. Like, I trust this. I believe in this. I recognize this. It's almost as something bigger than me. As something fated to come together all along, as my equal and opposite, as you are my person. I mean, I don't, like, how many ways can you say that? Then you have the Page of Pentacles being clarified by Judgment. This is someone, for some of you, who when they get the second chance, they're not going to mess it up. They're showing up prepared to be very serious here. And for others of you, this is someone who recognizes the opportunity to have something in the physical, tangible world that it's kind of like they weren't even sure existed, to be real. And then you have the Six of Wands. This is victory and success after a long battle. And, with the Chariot and the Six of Wands, this is a lot of victory. This is a lot of celebration. This is a lot of, like, this isn't just you recognize this is your person. This is like everyone around you recognizes this is your person. This is like, it almost requires no explanation. It's like, I feel it in energy. I see it in the whole situation. And it's like, oh my God, I can't believe I am lucky enough to have this, to get this. It's almost like, I really wasn't expecting it. But with the Six of Swords there, it's like, I have no fear. I have no doubt. I know in ways that I can't explain. I just know. And I am at peace with it completely because of that. I don't know, you guys. It's a very good feeling. I want this for each and every single one of you. I want this to be your reading. And so let's hope for that. Let's put that out there into the universe. Everyone listening to this reading right here, please, universe, bring them the highest kind of love. All right, here we go for the highest and best of all. All right, here we go with some messages. All right. If you're dealing with the water sign, you have anxious, you have you were so unexpected, you have I don't care what people think anymore, you have be patient with me, please. What people think is such a ridiculous thing in comparison to this energy that I feel right here. It's laughable. All right, if you're dealing with a fire sign, you have resentment, blocking, twin flame. I've been having weird dreams about us. We saw that dreams card. I really do feel like it's making someone open up to releasing something from their subconscious that's blocking them. If you're dealing with an earth sign, I want to talk to you. Your words speak to me like no others can. I am trying to figure things out. I am overcoming my fears and stuck. And if you're dealing with an air sign, I won't let you go. I am still moved by you. I regret how I handled things before, and I'm overthinking everything. All right, guys, this is what I have for you today. I hope it helps. I hope it brings you some peace and clarity on this beautiful Friday heading into the weekend. I hope you guys all have an amazing weekend this weekend. I'll be busy turning 51, but I still plan to show up for you guys, of course. Anyway, all my best to you. Always, always, always. Bye-bye.